Hi, I'm Peter Travers, and this is Popcorn, where we tell you what's going on at the movies. And a major going on right now, because it's Oscar time, is Inglourious Basterds, the Quentin Tarantino movie that's nominated for a bunch of Oscars. But on top of that is Christoph Waltz, in a performance in this movie as a Nazi colonel that's made him the front runner for this year's Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Christoph will be with us in just a minute, but first, let's take a look at Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Basterds.
Monsieur Lapetite, are you aware of the nickname the people of France have given me?
I have no interest in such things.
But you're aware of what they call me.
I'm aware.
What are you aware of?
That they call you the Hunter?
Precisely. I understand your trepidation in repeating it. Heydrich apparently hates the moniker the good people of Prague have bestowed on him. Actually, why he would hate the name the Hangman's baffling to me. It would appear he's done everything in his power to earn it. Now, I, on the other hand, love my unofficial title, precisely because I've earned it.
Christoph Waltz, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are, and you probably don't even know this, but an Academy Award nominee for your performance in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. And you are.
Yeah,
So
that
get used to
know.
it. You didn't
Well,
know that.
yeah, it took me a long time to even say the word Oscar.
So what happens when you get the nomination in early February? It happens. Everybody predicted it since you won Best Actor in Cannes. And that was in May, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's been saying, you're going to win, you're going to win. What does that do to you?
You're right. I wonder. I actually am kind of proud of myself to have been able to keep it at bay for a very long time. And then it kind of, built up so much that occasionally it sort of seeped through to me. But I really made the disciplined and concerted effort not to think about it. I really kind of successfully blocked it out.
So let's talk about this role that got you here. This extraordinary part. I have read, I've heard you at different places say, this is how it happened, this is how it began. But Quentin Tarantino, when he was here, he said there would be no movie if it wasn't for you, if he didn't find you.
I was like, look, guys, here's the deal. I'm not finding my Londa, and I'm now actually officially scared. And here's the deal. If I can't find him, I would rather just not make the movie and just publish the script.
So how did that happen? How did he find you?
It was a very traditional, even in a way old-fashioned, in the best sense of the word, casting process. A casting director in Germany called my agent to invite me to a casting with Quentin.
But what was the first thing Quentin said to you when you entered that room, that audition room, besides hello?
Oh, besides hello?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't. It was. The expectation was to see this far out, zany, wunderkind, enfant terrible, eccentric, and there was this polished gentleman, polite and accommodating, solicitous to your well-being in the situation. And then there was this script lying on the table, closed at all times, and he said, after, 15 minutes, he said, would you mind if you read a little bit? And I said, oh no, it would be lovely if I may. Yes, please. And so he played the other parts.
Well, it's like high tea. It's just,
well,
yes,
it was high tea. It was, the ultimate high tea. Yeah. Absolutely. So I discovered early on, Quentin has a figure of speech that I admired, and it was like a little gem that sparkled once in a while and sort of focused all the dissipated light on one point. When he says, now here's the thing, And, you know, immediately you kind of zoom in on the thing.
Thing being this moment that's going to work in this. What about the sense of the languages? When you walked into that room, I assume they knew that you could speak French, German, and English already. Did he ask you to read in those languages? He did.
Yeah, it was in English. He said, well, could you translate that? So I could, and I did. And I don't think it was that great, but it was French, you know.
Well, maybe he didn't know. I never really asked him whether he wrote it in English and it got translated.
Yeah, he wrote it in
that's how
English and it
happened.
got translated, and he has this amazing ear, you know. He can direct in any language.
Il y avait une autre chose que je voulais vous demander. Mais maintenant, sur ma vie, impossible de m'en souvenir. Enfin, bon, ce ne devait pas être important.
I had heard somewhere that, and maybe this is wrong, so that's why you're here. The source is here. That Quentin didn't want you at the reading with the other actors to actually play this part full out. That since they didn't know your work, that he wanted you to surprise them.
Well, yes, in a way. He said to me, "Look, I don't like to you know, conspire with actors or manipulate, you know. But in this case, I think it might be advantageous if you didn't get too well acquainted with the others." So I said to Quentin, "Yeah, of course, anything, you know, anything." So he said, "Well, maybe, you know, we don't rehearse too much together." So they rehearsed, and I called in and said, "Can I come and rehearse?" And said, "Well, you know, let them, they're busy, you know, they do something else." And, so, and then I rehearsed with Quentin. So that was my way of getting, or his way of giving me my rehearsals, that we rehearsed and they rehearsed. And then he threw it together on set.
Well, I wish that were filmed for the DVD or something.
Well, I'm
you know.
glad it was.